Hey, everybody.
Oh, that was back in August, but it got rained out.
Talking about golf.
Golfing today at 3.
You're golfing
3:30.
today. There. That's why you need to leave early.
Do I need to leave early?
You said you. Oh no, that was never mind.
Greg
That's
said he
us.
needs to leave
That's
early
us.
because he has a wedding on Friday.
It's us. He doesn't have the wedding.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome in, friendos.
I'll be here.
He'll be here. Greg is here. He'll be here.
If
and
my
he
head's
is
not
here.
cracked open.
Cracked open. Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yes. Tell us that story.
5 years ago today, I cracked my head with the post driver, the big metal tube thing that you drive fence posts in.
Sure.
We were out there putting up the safety fence, the orange safety fence for the block party.
For the what?
The block party
Block party.
happening Saturday.
Yes.
Free community event.
It's happening.
Yes.
2 days.
Ben was out there also.
Did Ben do it to you?
You sure
No.
you just didn't do it? It hit you?
No, because he was way out here on the other end, like kind of the very end. We were
People with concussion who get
we're always
concussed,
done.
they don't often know what happens.
It's always like when you're almost done. It's always like last one. And I was on my last post, and like the dirt was really dry, and I was thinking, oh, let me just get a final couple of whacks here to really drive it down. It was already good.
Did you headbutt it, or did it
No,
jump
I
up and
was-
hit you in the head?
So it's hard with holding a mic, but you know, you have that post.
Yeah,
it's like
two
that big
handles on the
metal. I don't know, is it iron?
Yeah.
Like cylinder, open on one end, two handles on the side. You grab it and you just put it on top of the post and ram it down. And I was ram, and then
where
the
did it
last
hit you?
one, I'm thinking like I'm gonna get really drive it. Came up maybe a little too high, caught the lip of it on the thing, and it just all the weight just kind of as soon as it hit that, just right back right here.
How did it hit you
Got a
in the
little
back
scar.
of the
Oh,
head?
you do have a scar.
Yeah, I had to go get stitched up.
How did it hit you in the back of the head?
Well, it was like right. It was probably more like right here. Like, just that's where it hit. Maybe my head. I probably put my head down. That's what I'm guessing. Because when it happened, I probably like tried to maybe dodge it or something.
Yeah, it sounds dodgy.
Sound dodgy. So I had that instant moment of like, oh no. Oh, it was the night of the U2 concert. George and I were going to the U2 concert down at the U.S. Bank, and
The one where it rained.
no, that was like
rain?
10 years ago at the U.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This was inside the.
That's right. I was supposed to go to that
Vikings
one that my brother.
I
broke
went
his
to that
arm.
one. Yeah, it was pouring.
Boring.
Boring?
Pouring.
Oh,
Pouring.
That's different.
Yeah. They
So did you have to go to the hospital?
the
Urgent care.
urgent care get stitched up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was cool is like I had that momentary thought of, oh great, I'm gonna pass out and wake up at an ambulance and we're supposed to go to a concert. Like you know, you get all these like crazy. It's crazy how much you could think of in like a split second. And then I'm like, no, I'm good. And then I went to set down. I looked down to set down the post driver, and that's when I noticed like all this blood just kind of pour as I was setting it down. I was like, oh, I had gloves on, took my glove off, and like, oh, it's all bleeding. And then I felt it just kind of rushing down. And then Ben said he was way on this end and heard like, ping, 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 pong. And he turned and looked, and my face was all covered in blood. And we were walking back in through the great room to come clean up and stuff, and he's looking at it, he's like, yeah, I think you're gonna need stitches. And I caught a glimpse of myself in the window. I was like, oh, you gotta take a picture. So I have pictures, I gotta find them. But texted it to Jordan, and it freaked the kids out. The boys are still at that age of like, blood, oh no, you're not supposed to have blood. And you know, head wounds bleed a lot. Like even if it's not bad, it just bleeds. So anyway, there you go. 5 years ago today. By the way, it's my mother-in-law's birthday today. Happy birthday, mother-in-law.
Does she listen?
Kathy? Maybe. She's got Riley right now. And
happy birthday.
I forgot to tell her this morning in person when I dropped Riley off. So.
Well, this is way better though. Now millions of people. Well,
Billions. Billions of people.
It's all over the world. It's worldwide.
Worldwide.
So
Yeah, this.
Well, welcome. We're here. It's Thursday, September 8th. It is a gorgeous day outside. I love it. This
A little
is
windy.
like the last nice warm day we probably have for the rest of this year. But we're winding into our kickoff here, and what Greg was talking about just a minute ago when he plunked his head was the block party, which we're having at the block party again this year. We do it every year, and this year is a Hawaiian theme. It's free for everybody here at Northridge, everybody in the community, everybody you want to invite, friends, family, estranged, whatever. Invite them. Free food. There's going to be a band, and it's going to be awesome. And we hope you come. It's 11 to 3 on Saturday. We'll talk more a little bit about that later, maybe. But, that's the block party. Quick question. Gentle homies. If you could live inside of a sitcom, any sitcom for a week.
Seinfeld.
I knew that your answer would
Maybe
be
not.
Seinfeld. Which sitcom would you live
Am I a
in?
character in it?
Or not.
That does change it.
Yeah.
Are you yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, either or.
And-
you pick.
And a sitcom, not like
Sitcom.
a action. Oh.
Yes. The shorter stint, 26 minutes, laugh track, or not, I don't know.
Is there a sitcom that takes place in Hawaii that you would be in?
Hawaii 5-0.
Is that a
That's
sitcom?
sitcom.
That's not really a
That's
sitcom.
sitcom, is it?
Situational comedy is what sitcom stands for. 22 minutes.
I'd say
Typically,
Scrubs.
Ooh,
Scrubs would be fun.
That is a good one.
That'd be mine.
Depends on how you feel about hospitals.
Yeah. Would you be JD? You'd be JD. You'd be the little spoon.
That's
wouldn't you?
probably my favorite. You know the show well.
I do.
Wow.
Like Dr. Cox. Yeah.
It's probably my favorite sitcom. I've
It is-
seen it
it
so
is
many
fantastic.
times.
Yeah.
It is.
My brother got me onto that years and years ago.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Is Psych? That's not a sitcom. It's
Is
too
it?
long.
It's more like a comedic drama
Psych?
kind of,
Yeah.
right?
That's a sitcom, isn't it?
Nah, not really.
But it's like an hour long, isn't it?
it is an
Episode?
hour long. And
That's a
there's no
good
laugh track, and
Yeah.
it's a good show though.
It is. It's really witty. It's the Gilmore Girls of male.
I'm
Kind
not
of.
familiar with Gilmore Girls.
Well,
Mike.
they're
wouldn't know
witty.
either.
They're witty banter that they have.
Oh, we
I
got.
don't know if
Yes, you
Gilmore
guys-
Girls
you guys
has
are-
any
think we
witty
got a
banter.
Oh,
closet
okay.
Gilmore Girls fan here.
Anybody who's listening, please support me on this. Gilmore Girls has witty banter.
They're probably too busy out getting their pumpkin spice lattes.
That's just that time of year already. Are they available?
Ask Grubel.
It is. Some places do it in August.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I said Scrubs. What else we got?
So wait, as a character though, or as
Well,
As
yeah,
a-
I'd
as
rather be a
yourself.
character.
He's going to be a patient in the hospital
yeah, that's what I think. It'd be fun to be
for the
like
whole
a bit
week.
part on Seinfeld. One of their like niche characters that show up every once in a while, or The Office would be fun, just because Michael Scott just yeah. As
feel
long as I
like-
could quit when Michael Scott leaves, because that show tanked big time once Michael Scott left.
I feel like though that The Office, after working in corporate America, like
Yeah.
I feel like I do that though regularly.
Right.
So I don't know if that would be as
Yeah.
fun.
Nobody
true.
wants to go for any of the classics.
Like Cosby Show or something, or what? Greg and I might stand out.
No, not doing Cosby.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That was so good. That was like
Family Ties.
Family-
That's too boring.
It's not that'd be sitcom.
Growing Pains? Who's the boss?
Who's the boss?
Who's boss?
Hey, Angela.
What was
Angela.
Facts
Tony
of Life?
Danza.
Angela
Angela.
Older?
Yeah.
That was Who's the Boss. Tony Danza just going when he talks.
Yeah.
He kind of
Yeah.
growl talks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one of the ones that you watched almost all the time when I was growing up.
Yeah.
the
Who's the
Boss?
Boss was on summer. You roll out of bed. This is me. We roll out of bed.
Silver
Yep.
Spoons?
Price is Right was on. Who's the
You had
Boss?
to ride
And then
around
the
a big
Cubs.
train in the house.
Silver Spoons. Yeah. Ricky
Ricky
Schroeder.
Ricky
The young
Schroeder.
Rick Schroeder when he was Ricky.
He had a bit part in Scrubs.
Sanford
we're,
and Sons.
we're just naming sitcoms now.
I know,
Like, what
Rick-
was the one?
Ricky Schroeder was in Scrubs for a little bit. He was a nurse. Nurse Flowers.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm going to say
It's a little
childhood.
touchy-feely.
Childhood Greg would pick Silver Spoons because the dad was the toy exec, right? They had all the cool toys. That was the whole deal. So for sure, if you're a kid.
Yeah.
But man, a grown up, that's a hard one. As a character or as a person?
I'd
I'm
want to
still
be
stuck on that.
I'd want to be a bit character, like you said, like the.
I'll
Todd
say
or
as
something.
you, as Greg.
Oh, it's Greg.
I
Because
would
you're
show up.
funny. And
Well,
you
what-
could add some, like the Joe Rogan and news radio. Ooh,
That'd be fun.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That's a good
But
cast.
he comes out, he says something funny, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
He does that like
Yeah.
twice an episode.
But there's a lot of shows like that too.
Yeah, but that's fun. That'd
Yeah.
be a fun character to have.
I just
No
wouldn't wanna-
pressure,
I wouldn't
just
want
gonna
to
say your
be
line a couple
on news
times.
radio because of
Phil Hartman.
Andy.
Andy Dick.
Yeah.
And you couldn't be another Andy. They change your name.
Yeah.
But then there's, you'd be sad over Phil Hartman.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you did it, he'd be at least there for that week.
That'd be weird. So are dead people alive now? Okay.
Sure.
I feel like there's a lot of rules to this.
Yeah.
What would yours
What
be?
would yours be? Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good
He
question.
never has one. He just asked
No,
us.
it's your question.
I'm the host.
Yeah, whatever.
I like yours, man. Scrubs is that's my. If I was voting on either of your guys' answer, I'd vote on the Scrubs.
Yeah.
one.
You went Silver Spoons.
Those are good.
Yeah,
As a
that's-
kid,
that's
that'd be
Silver
the
Spoons
ultimate.
or
'Cause
Seinfeld as an
Dad
adult.
was the
What about what was the one with
Parks and Rec would
Arnold?
be fun.
Arnold? Willis? What you talking about, Willis? What's the name of that one?
Oh, Different Strokes.
Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
In
fun.
live in a rich house.
Yeah, big
No
old
bother.
penthouse in New York City.
Or
That'd be
Ferris
sweet.
or Bel Air.
Oh, Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing all the canceled people. Cosby, Will Smith.
That's right. Yeah. Never thought about that. Boy, we had a rough time after the '80s.
Yeah. All would be fun shows. That's why they were popular.
Here's another quick question. If you were to take any movie or TV show and turn it into a hotel experience, like for instance, the hotel is the Millennium Falcon, or you go into a hotel and it's like the house from Clue. Full immersive hotel experience. What movie or TV
The Shining. Already done. It's
Yeah,
already done for
That's
you.
true.
Terrifying,
Yeah.
and you
Somebody
might die.
pop out. Here's Johnny.
What's the hotel experience? What do you mean by
I don't know,
that?
you sleep
The
there.
theme, like the theme
the
is
theme
the,
of it.
the show.
Is
Oh,
the hotel.
is the
Like they
hotel.
have like the Alani Disney Hotel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this would be like whatever theme you want. Which one?
Go The Shining or That'd be fun. Have you been to Stanley? And you've been to Estes Park,
Yeah.
Stanley Hotel there.
I've been to Estes Park. I've never
What,
seen
I
it.
don't, is that what
The
that is?
Stanley,
the-
that old
that's the
white
hotel. That's the-
Is that that's the one?
Yeah.
That's the one Stephen King stayed in and wrote the book in.
Oh.
And then, but when they filmed the movie, Stanley Kubrick, I think, did
Yep.
the movie and didn't think it looked wintry enough, so they filmed it like a model of it in Oregon, I think.
Okay.
But
Well,
anyway,
I did stay at another famous hotel in Colorado.
Bates. Oh,
No.
Holiday Inn Express.
They left the light on.
Motel 6.
I don't even know the name of it, but it's in Snowmass. It was just there this winter, and it was where Ted Bundy's first victim was.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Yeah, they
You
don't.
stayed in the hotel.
You stay in that
the
hotel.
room.
No,
Yeah,
they
okay.
they don't rent that room anymore. That room it's not there. Like the number is gone.
It's not there.
It's not there. It's gone. Yeah, and I
So,
don't think they've
but-
updated it since the '70s.
But
When
we
that
really
first
know what's
victim
going
hit.
on in that room. It just
Yeah.
has a different number.
Yeah.
It's like the Mitch Hedberg joke. Like the hotel floors, they skip 13. He's like, we know floor 14. We know what really is going on.
Yeah.
You're like,
Themed based. Well, I don't know. Maybe like Top Gun or something. That'd be fun.
that'd be cool.
Top Gun themed hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What would that be like?
like simulators. You'd have like
Bunch of dudes walking
you'd have-
around just in a bath
in
towel.
slow motion.
slow motion. Yeah, a lot of volleyball.
There's way too
lots
many
of volleyball.
just bath towel scenes. The new Top Gun or the old one?
What are they playing in the? Oh, they're playing like beach
Football
football.
in the new one. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking like simulators. I'm thinking like plane simulators.
Yeah. That'd be fun. I don't know. That's a hard one.
And who doesn't want to sleep in a bed shaped like
Yeah.
like an airplane?
What about the Simpsons or something like that, where it's all
Ooh.
like a different, like animated.
Like
different
Who Framed
experience.
Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, you have VR goggles and like you're just.
But then you'd only have
everything
4
seems
fingers.
Animated, yeah. You get those 4, or like South Park, where isn't their hand not attached or something, or their head, like just kind of floating like shapes.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
like
South
2
Park?
circles.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hey, speaking of that, South Park, I saw Beavis and Butthead is coming back.
Yeah.
it's been back for a while.
It's back?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there someone coming or the wind blow? Oh, someone's coming in.
it's coming in.
Oh.
Hey,
Hello. It's Tina Ports, everybody.
Tina
Come on
Ports.
in.
Welcome
Tina. Yay. She's giving
Come
us the
say hi.
nod.
Wait, didn't Kramer kind of do that? Didn't he create his apartment into like a?
He bought the old Ed Sullivan. He bought the studio set from the old.
she's
set-
going to
Yeah.
show
Ed
up on the
Sullivan.
camera in 3,
Ed Sullivan show.
2, 1.
Dragging.
There
a,
she is.
She is. All right.
Canopy. Oh, I'm way delayed.
Yeah, it's
Mine
the-
is delayed like even 10 seconds from yours.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Um,
Theme. That's a hard one. I don't know.
Wait, it was Greg's birthday. Are we going to bury the lead?
That's not the lead. Who cares?
The lead?
Just kidding.
Today's
I
my
would- what
mother-in-law's,
about
so that
the USS Enterprise as it flies through space? That'd be
I'm
pretty
never
cool.
a Star Trek guy.
Yeah, but it'd still be cool flying through space.
That's
I
true.
guess so.
You got doors
I'd
that
rather
open
do Star
themselves.
Wars. I'd rather do Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, yes.
Giant RV.
Yes. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It could be a Spaceballs / Breaking Bad with the RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could get really strange.
Be a trip.
That would be a trip.
Yeah. So what's up? What's up with you guys? What's new?
Yeah, it's Greg's birthday.
Yeah, what'd you do for your birthday, Greg?
Birthday
It
last
was
week.
Last week.
Where were you, children?
Yes.
This is my birthday month.
What was your theme for your birthday party?
It's the 1 week anniversary of
Did you
your
have a dinosaur theme, or-
53rd,
Yeah.
53rd
We did
birthday?
McDonald's. We did the McDonald's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ronald came out and creeped out all the kids out. No, we actually the day before we went to the state fair. Had fun.
Why don't you
It was fun.
tell us about what you did for your birthday? I got to talk to Terry real quick.
Okay. Terry Gilsroot, everybody. Coming in. All right. For my birthday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Went to the state fair?
No, then that was the day before. We just went as a family like last Friday. It was hot, man. Last weekend was much nicer.
So
Saturday.
when there was
We
some
knew that-
action? There was some action on
That was the day
Friday.
before. We went the day before. That was Saturday night. That was on my birthday. But no, we went. Let's see. So got up. Jordan made coffee. She texted me, "How do I make your coffee? How do I make coffee?" No, it was cool. Jordan and the kids just gave me like gifts in the morning, and then
Do you like getting gifts from your family?
I don't like getting gifts at all.
Really?
No,
Oh,
that's not
I
true.
guess I'm going to
No.
return the gift I got you. Then.
I like getting. No, I don't like. That was a bad.
What about that? Andy
Day.
got you
That
that
wasn't.
gift.
No. That's what I mean. I'm trying to. I don't like being the center of attention.
Oh,
Like in a party.
Yeah.
Like I told Jordan at some point, like she joked about surprise parties, like years past. I'm like, don't. Honestly, if I walk in and there's a surprise party for me, I'm turning and walking out. I just don't like.
That'd
that
be a
attention.
surprise
well,
for everyone.
maybe
my
for your
family,
big
it's fine.
5-0.
Yeah.
It's fun for the kids. Like, I had to sit down in a chair, and Riley's like bringing one gift and card at a time. Like they have fun, so that's fun. Just my family is great. I don't like if it's a big deal. And
Sure.
Maybe what we'll do for his
Center of attention.
50th
Is that next year?
is we'll stage a
It's coming.
rapture.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he wakes up
That'd
and
be awesome.
nobody's there.
That'd be
That-
fun.
that'd be,
He
I
feels
get my
like
birthday
he's-
wish. No one's there. And just kidding.
Your family
That'd be your
disappears.
birthday wish, Andy.
Wait,
like, there's nobody here.
That sounds like
Well, I
Home
wake up that way every day.
Yeah.
So.
That sounds like
like my
Home
wife.
Alone,
Kinda
wishing
like
that
my
everybody
wife.
would disappear.
Yeah,
Isn't that
that's
the
right.
theme?
He got his
Yeah,
wish.
that's the
He
theme
got
of
his
Home
wish.
So are you 49
So
now?
7, dude.
Oh, well, except for your 50th.
We already
didn't
talked
say
about
long
this.
time
I feel
ago.
like
Yeah.
every podcast we talk about our ages.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about how old. When were you born?
78.
79.
75. See, I'm younger. 5's the smallest
Yeah,
younger.
that's right.
Smallest number. Smallest number. Jordan
I'm the
got
youngest, I'm the
Big
shortest.
Boar. Got Big Boar barbecue. Jordan went and picked up.
That place is
takeout.
jamming.
Oh, so good, man.
We
That
take
brisket.
sponsorship, Big Boar.
Yeah,
I
We
brisket.
did
take
run into
sponsorship.
somebody who said, "Yeah, overrated."
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
but
never
it's-
been there.
Compared to
it's-
what?
Yeah, I know. Right.
Compared
Famous
to the hype
Dave's?
of how long it like.
Well, it takes a long time.
So,
You gotta-
for instance,
It does
order
take some
online, go
time.
pick it up.
I've never braved the line at the Canes here in Maple Grove.
Yeah, that's
That-
overrated.
that's
because the
Cane's-
line is so long.
Yeah.
I had it in Hawaii. There was no line.
Yeah.
And I got it for the wait time ratio to how excellent the food is.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, walk right up.
Yeah.
The food was out in 5 minutes. It was really good.
Cane's
but
is
if I
way
had to sit in a car for like 40 minutes to get what I got in 5 minutes, I'd be
Okay.
like, this is overrated.
Some chicken tenders and a piece of bread
Yeah,
underneath.
Texas toast.
It's a lot
that's
of
soggy.
carbs. It's
The
a lot of
bread is
carbs.
just-
Yeah, it's soggy and sort of chewy.
it's good, but it's chicken. Like I don't know, it's a chicken. I don't know. Whatever.
Chick-fil-A is still better in my opinion.
See, I think Chick-fil-A is overrated. I don't. I feel like this is a review of all of our
Yeah.
this past year.
We've gone down this path. That's
I don't
for
remember
sure.
you saying Chick-fil-A is overrated.
Yeah, I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna. I would rarely. I'm not gonna choose Chick-fil-A on my own. I just think it's like okay, chicken sandwich that tastes like pickles. Great,
Yeah, I go for the chicken nuggets, the nuggies.
they're good. It's okay. Like it's not bad, but
I never have to wait, so
that's the one thing they got the drive-through figured out.
Yeah.
Man.
And I order on the app,
Always crowded, but there
go through the drive-thru, takes 5 minutes. At
doesn't
the
even
most.
matter though. I mean, that's probably a little quicker, but.
Yeah,
Speaking of ordering on the app, you know the Taco Bell that opened in Brooklyn Park,
Yeah.
like
The
upstairs.
pneumatic
hotel,
tubes?
the hotel-looking one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan and I went there like the first couple days it opened, and it took a while. But if you order on the app, it goes quicker, right? Well, we were over there. It was the day we were coming back from the state fair. We came back 6:10, and like we went over the Caribou at the Hy-Vee, go through drive-through, and I look over there. I'm like, There is not one car at that Taco Bell. It was just sitting
Is it
there.
dead?
It just looks sad. It's just this Taco Bell up on stilts, just all
Maybe
alone.
it's just the wrong location.
Yeah. It's kind of a tricky, it's easy to get into that shopping center, but it's tricky to get out. So people probably avoid it. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, we had barbecue, got some brisket, the potato salad. But their baked beans are really good. Like, I feel like sides are important. Like at a restaurant.
Taco Bell?
No.
Baked beans?
Sorry, Big Boar. I'm back on to
Big
my
Boar.
birthday. Big Boar. Baked beans. They have some meat in there. It's good.
They're out of Mexican pizza, but they have baked beans. Huh?
So you went State Fair. Did you go to State Fair, Andy?
I did not.
Do you normally go?
No, I don't. I'll go if somebody invites me and I feel like it at the moment.
I invited you.
You did not.
You said I don't feel like it at the moment.
No.
Well, he said both. He said
not invite
he
me.
said invite and.
It was a little bit of a last minute thing for us.
Yeah.
We haven't been there in 12 years.
Honestly, we talked about it the night before, Jordan and I, and then like even that morning, Friday morning, we were like, should we go? I don't know. I kind of don't feel like, let's go. Whatever.
It'll set you back a couple $100.
Dude.
To
We
me,
told the kids, okay, you each we're not doing rides. We didn't do rides because they did carnival rides here or like they went to Mall of America with their grandparents the week before, did the Nick Universe, and we're like, okay, no rides, but you each get $15 if you want your own treat. We'll buy lunch. We'll buy like Sweet Martha's because we were telling them about like certain things that we get, and they did pretty good. They each bought something, some kind of treat, got a thing.
Anybody have any cheese curds from the food building?
Got the cheese curds.
Okay.
people are really proud of the fair here.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, I've never been to another city's fair, but
It's really good.
it's one of the best in the country.
Yeah, that's what
We
people
had
say.
LA County Fair, which is similar in size. I mean, as far as like just what's there and stuff, but it's dirty. Dirt. You're not walking on nice, it's dirt roads, and it's always in the fall. It's always windy, and it's fire season in Southern California, so there's smoke in the air. It's just
Yeah.
gross.
You want to be on the podcast? Say hi, Karen.
Karen, come on in. Come on, Karen.
Come say hi. Where's Waldo? Come on.
Nobody wants to be on our podcast.
Nobody. It's just us. Evan
Okay.
would, except Evan. Anytime we.
That's true. They're in school now. So what else is going on?
Yeah, that's what my question was. What's
keep
We
going
got a
this
new
moving.
sermon series starting.
We do.
I'm jacked up about it.
New
Are ya?
devotional
Yes,
book.
I am.
New devotion book out.
Romans 12. I mean, one of the most important chapters
Get that.
in New Testament.
Get that this weekend.
Yep. Starts this Sunday. It's called Give Life.
It's going to be
It's
good.
going to be a 4-week
Give
week
life.
series on Romans 12.
Wait, it's only 4
Love,
weeks?
focus,
Thought it
actions,
was 6.
grace.
No, 4 weeks.
Okay.
Love, focus, actions, grace. It's the second half of Romans 12.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, not the important half, but the other half. I'm just joking. You know how there's some verses that aren't
I
important?
think it's actually the
I'm just
opposite.
joking.
That's the
I
first
know.
part of Romans 12.
Thank you, Andy. There's important things in the Bible, and some's not that important.
Like
The way you're both looking at
me.
me.
Enlighten me. Which is
Joking.
not
Move-
important.
Go ahead. I'm just moving.
Tell us, Greg. Which
Yeah,
one?
joke. Just a
No.
joke. Just a joke.
Actually, really excited about this.
Here, you want to see what's...
What's it this week?
Can we just do the devotional book right now?
We
Yeah,
should.
let's just read small group questions for everybody. September 11th, life-giving hope, Romans 12, 9 to 10.
Yep.
So it's Romans 12, 9 through 21. So
Right.
it's the second half of that passage. And I have always loved this passage because, like, I've done this when I was in junior high pastor. To me, it's almost like a checklist of how we're supposed to be as Christ followers. And, like, how am I doing with this stuff? So when you read through those couple verses, you're like, yeah, not so good at that.
Well, see, I think Romans 12:2 talks about do not be transformed to the patterns of the world. Right?
Yeah.
Be conformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah.
And I think the renewing of your mind. So what does that mean? What does a renewed mind mean? And I think that gets played out in the second half of Romans.
Yeah.
Where he shows these things, starting in verse 9 through 21. This is what a renewed mind looks like. Because sometimes we say these things. We have these sayings, right? These Christian words that we, it's like, well, what does that actually mean?
Right.
Christianese things, and we're so used to saying it that it kind of, I don't know, we get used to it. But if somebody were to say, well, what do you mean by patterns of the word, renewed mind? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
This shows 4 examples of it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
I mentioned to Ben earlier today because I was writing through the content for this booklet on Tuesday, and it just hit me that love. We're commanded to love God, love each other, love our enemies.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm not even allowed to dislike my enemies. Like, I have to love my enemies. And Romans 12:9 starts with, let your love be sincere. It's like, how is it going to be sincere always when it's a command? Like, no, this is what you're supposed to do and mean it. Like, it's got to be sincere. Man, it was just a huge challenge. It hit me like, oh man.
Well, can you love someone
I can't
and not
just
have
go
it be
through the
sincere?
motions.
Is that love if it's not sincere?
Well, I think I think it's more like, don't be hypocritical. Don't be
Don't be fake.
Don't be phony. Don't go through the motions of it. But I was thinking of in context of enemies or someone who wrongs you or does something wrong. Like, I can't just go through the motions of loving that person.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. So, what are you going to do with that, Schultz?
Nothing. It's good stuff. I'd say stay
Can't
tuned.
just move on.
Huh?
We're giving Ben some sermon fodder here. Some stuff. I'm just joking.
I mean, how
Yeah.
great was the last weekend too?
That was awesome.
Wasn't that a great service? You did a good
Yeah.
job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
You
awesome.
Finally did something on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It was good.
Lots of people. We had lots of people say that. How
Yeah.
good a
It
service
sounded
that
like
was,
it hit a lot.
Yeah.
Got some
I
good
loved
feedback.
How it was not easy. Don't ever put it easy,
Yeah.
but it was simple, and I loved that. It
Yeah.
was not a lot of words, not a lot of speaking, just very focused and recapped everything. And then the communion was beautiful. It was man, that's worth going back and watching that one again.
Yeah, if you missed last Sunday, so we did kind of wrapped up the summer series on the names of God and did kind of a review of just the different names and just the meanings behind them and just how God reveals himself through that stuff. And Andy did a great job of taking little snippets from each week sermon and getting them in there, and then songs that coincided with that. And it just, then we had communion. And so it just, it was woven together perfectly. It was great. But I mean, you could go watch it. I've watched it and listened to it back. It's awesome, but I mean, maybe not the same as being in the room at the time because it's kind of corporate worship, and there's a few more songs than a typical Sunday.
Yeah, quite a bit.
But
Five more songs.
Yeah.
It's more than double.
Is 5 a lot? Okay.
Yeah,
So
we usually
Five more.
We usually do 4.
it somehow ended service 15
There was
minutes early.
9 songs in there. Yeah, we're done early than normal. But
Amen to that. The secret. You know who George Burns is?
Yeah.
Remember that comedian, the
Yeah.
cigar guy?
Oh God, you devil.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said the secret to a good sermon is to have a great intro and a great conclusion and have them be as close together as possible. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know
I've always said people never complain when you let them out early.
No.
No.
I wanted to
Except
share
for the
that
children's ministry director.
in our staff meeting yesterday. I wanted to share that, and it just wasn't a good time. But so you took one line out of all of our sermons, and it worked. So
It was hard to find. It's hard to find.
It
So,
worked.
well, I
Had to dig hard.
One,
in mine.
maybe not one
I
line,
listened
but
to
like
every
one
single
or,
sermon over
one or
again.
two
Oh,
lines.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. No wonder you're tired.
in a 3 or 4 nights span.
Dude, he was super grumpy last week, too.
Was he really?
Probably. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Listen-
probably.
Listening to all those sermons, grumpy.
Yeah. No, it was. I was up. I probably spent a good 4 or 5 hours every night last week, working on this and trying to find things and put things together and have it make sense. And
It was good.
yeah,
A lot of people that shared that. It was good.
And I kept trying to email him, and it wouldn't work. So I could see why he was grumpy.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't email him until Thursday.
It wasn't. We found out that it wasn't you. It was.
Shh, don't tell him. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Too
I
busy
got
to
blocked.
email?
I
There
got
was
blocked from
some-
Andy's email.
The church, we blocked you.
There was something going on weird with
Tired of all these. Tired of all
Office
these
365.
Yeah, we had some
network
weird email
and
stuff
But
last
we,
week, so-
we got it all. The geniuses on our tech team got it all figured out.
They've stopped reading my complaint emails. They've just blocked me entirely.
Yep.
Well, and finally, the one that you sent with the error that you got, I got that like 2 days after the fact.
Right.
Yeah, so it was weird,
Cool.
Anyway,
but I got it. Anyway, kids started school.
yeah.
Yeah,
Spouses started work.
Yep. Spouses at work, kids at school.
Well,
that's right. You
A
guys.
couple weeks of work, but got their kids this week.
It's right. Both your wives are teachers.
That's right.
wild. Yeah.
We're both married up.
They
Well,
did.
I mean,
they certainly
that's
did.
not that hard.
No, they certainly married
Had
up.
nowhere to go but up.
Right.
But yeah.
I have introduced myself as Julie's trophy husband in front of people before, so
Yeah.
in front of her entire staff, actually.
Yeah, that's good. It's cool. It's a tough job.
What
Yeah,
else?
they're back at school. It's always interesting,
Okay.
putting them back in school.
Oh, there's more.
It's just for me, and Evan, some of your kids and your daughter. So 2 or 3 go to public school. Mine go to public school. That's always interesting, sending them off into a kind of a dark place and telling them to be light and be examples. And
And then they run into Evan.
yeah, I think
I'm just
your
joking.
son was greeting everybody.
I know.
So what a gentleman. He was holding the door open, but as a parent, you're always like, man, is this the right decision? And man, there's just people coming in and out of here all the time.
Yep.
So yeah, everybody's back at school, and yeah, kick off this weekend.
Yep.
It's gonna be good. It's good to get back in routines. It really is.
Okay.
Right.
It's good.
You good? You need
Yeah.
a hand, Karen?
I think she got it. I think what's genius is
she's got all
Rogers-
my lemons.
I think they started this a couple years ago with the.
Yeah.
Well, Julie doesn't get the benefit of this, but so K through second grade, they split the classes in half, and for this first week, they only go 2 days. So like, Riley didn't have school on Tuesday, when everyone else started school. So K through second grade, like half the kids go Tuesday, Thursday, half the kids go Wednesday, Friday. So man, what a blessing that must be for the teachers to be able to do orientation and show kids especially kindergarten first,
Yeah.
but help kids understand the process of the day and what's going on. And here's the bathrooms, and this is when we go to recess and all that stuff. And only do that with half the class. I mean, that's gotta be great. But so Riley she's off today. She's over with grandma today, but
Fun.
yeah, the next week it's all full bore. There we go.
Cool.
Are we allowed to wager on this podcast?
Why not? Let's do it.
Sure. Like what? I mean,
Over under 3 Vikings jerseys on Sunday morning.
I'll take the
Oh,
over.
3.5.
Ooh,
3.5. You gotta make it a half. You gotta make it a
Wait,
half
who
because
they
we could have a push.
They open with
Packers.
Packers.
Really? Sunday?
Sunday.
How about this? How many? Do you
Is the
think
game
it'll be
Sunday
more?
at noon?
3.
3.
More Packers
going under.
jerseys or more Vikings jerseys?
Oh, now we're doing both?
No.
Are we counting kids?
I
or
guess
just
because
grown-ups?
the game is at 3,
Right, that's what I thought.
there might be
Oh, it might
under
be
that.
less.
That's good. Under 3.5.
Are we
Under
going
3.5?
kids also or just grown-ups?
Just grown-ups. Because
Grown-ups?
it's one thing if a kid wears a jersey. It's a whole nother thing if an adult does.
What do you mean? Explain, please.
Personal pet peeve of Mike. Grown men wearing
That's why-
football jerseys at church.
Of somebody who's 20 years younger than them.
Dude, the first time I was freaked out by being old was like I was 24 or 25. And we were all these bigger college football fans, like USC parents and sister. They had season tickets, went to all the games. And it hit me one year. It finally hit me. I think I was 25. I was like, I'm older than all these dudes playing. Like, there's probably not one guy out there that's 23 or 24.
Yeah.
They're all like 22, maybe 23. And then, like, sometimes they'll play like BYU and they have a guy that's like 28 and married and has has 4 kids already, and he's playing college football. But
Especially at BYU.
right? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they do the 2-year Mormon mission thing, and then get
All right,
married.
so I say
early
three.
and,
You say under 3.5.
Yeah, because the
Both
games-
services.
I'm saying
because the
under.
game's at 3.
I'm saying I
All right,
took
I'm going
under.
over. I'm taking the over.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, what are we wagering on?
Some loser has to bring pizza next week.
Okay.
Win,
right.
win, win.
All right.
That was an
I hear
episode of
that.
The Office. Win, win.
Can I
Conflict
throw
resolution.
this? Can I throw it by
I was
wearing
just going
one?
to say you're going to wear one.
Well, I
right?
picked the over,
I know. That's what
So,
I would have done.
yeah.
That's what I would do. So,
but you picked the under. All right. We got a game tonight.
Yes.
Football even starts tonight.
man, I forgot it's Thursday. Yeah.
Fall
Bills
is,
and the Rams.
fall
Yeah, it's
is
a good game.
going.
That's
It's
a good
amazing.
game,
It's
man.
crazy to think that after tonight, one of these teams will be won't have a win, and they'll be at the bottom. 2 amazing
They're,
teams.
they're both
Yeah.
going to be.
This could
Super
be
Bowl
a
preview, right?
Super Bowl. This could be a future Super Bowl.
That's who I thought would be last year. Super Bowl. I
Rams,
thought
Bills.
yeah.
You guys are on a fantasy baseball team.
Baseball.
You guys do fantasy baseball.
2.
Yeah.
Do you do football too?
This is
got
this is
4.
Greg's last week of fantasy baseball.
Yeah. I got 4.
Did you get kicked out of the league?
No, it's not.
This is the last week of the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many teams make the playoffs?
6.
Only 6 on ours?
Yeah.
Oh, I got my other league. Yeah.
Mathematically,
Part of
you
my
could
strategy going
still-
in was like, I don't want to do all season like that. So I picked a bunch of like good players that were started the year, like significant time on the injured list. But Tatis was one that killed me because
Yeah.
I had him. I was like waiting, and then he's gonna come back, and then he gets suspended for PEDs. But
His team name is Second Half All Stars.
yeah, so I had all these. I started the year with like 4, like legit
Yeah.
Yeah.
DeGrom, Tatis,
best of the
Yeah.
bunch, like players on the IL for like 2 months.
Yeah.
But whatever, didn't work.
So who's
Didn't
gonna make
pay
the
off.
playoffs?
Me,
Nice.
Sue,
The 2 teams he runs and trades
Goliaths.
each other good players.
pretty even trades. If you
I'm
go
just
back
joking.
through
I'll just try to make it look like collusion.
collusion.
He's the commissioner, by the way,
Of course he is.
so he pushes
Why-
all these things through
Yeah, of course.
to favor himself. And
Everybody has a chance to vote on it. Courtney,
Oh.
yeah, Courtney's team is
Matt Fodenhauer, if anybody remembers him.
Oh yeah.
Sad Cubs fan.
good. Yeah,
Caleb
good day.
McEachern might make it.
Mm.
And then I think there's one more. Luke, my buddy Luke might make it.
Luke.
And I think Greg is on the
I'm on the outside
seventh
looking
or eighth spot.
So how long are the playoffs?
The first round, I'll get the first and second place will get a bye,
Okay.
and then so 3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man, it's almost over, right? Baseball is. This is
Yeah.
it. Last month.
Dude, Braves caught the Mets.
yeah. I might not have to eat a ghost pepper.
Dodgers are about
That
to
was a wager.
clinch.
Yeah, I have a wager with a middle schooler.
That if what?
If the Mets
He's a big Mets fan this year. all of
this
a
year,
sudden.
he's a big Mets fan. If the Mets win or don't win the division,
Yeah.
if they win, I have to eat a ghost pepper. If they don't win the division, he has to eat a ghost pepper.
Ooh.
It was his idea to do the ghost pepper thing.
Is this Anderson?
Yes. Yeah, he made a silly bet with me last year of just incredible. It would have had to been like the NFL's rookie record-breaking season with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And every stat category, he's like this many, this many, this many.
I was
I'm
calling
like,
bust on him too. Like
right. I'm like, he might get one of those.
the kid's
But he's-
never lost. Lawrence
Yeah.
never lost high school, never lost in college.
Yeah.
Going into the NFL, number 1 pick on a bad team. It's like,
But
how's
he's
he
a
gonna
boy
handle losing.
playing with a bunch of men.
He's lit-
Yeah.
he's-
And his
yeah.
game is youngish to boyish. He's gonna have to figure out how to play like an NFL player if he's gonna be successful.
His coach ditched him.
And his coach was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst, you know.
got
I know he
set up
has the best. Doesn't he have the best like college record?
Yeah.
In
Urban
history?
Meyer, like
Yeah.
winning percentage.
But
Well,
he's such a terrible coach.
Yeah, for
it doesn't-
NFL, he
doesn't
wasn't.
sound like a very good person either.
Not for NFL. Yeah.
It's just not a good system for NFL.
Well,
Look, Andy's got a 38.5 game lead.
Oh
in first.
my!
But look, so I'm 58 games out. But in fantasy, you could potentially get 10 points a week. I mean, if you It's rare, but you can
Yeah.
pick up games. But look at, I mean, everything else is
Pretty even.
relatively close.
Yeah, except for me. It's crazy.
Last week he
I like
beat
the
Courtney
names. The names are great.
10-0, and Courtney's going to make playoffs for it. Yeah. There we go.
All
Who
right.
am I playing this week? I don't even know who I'm playing. I'm playing Big Papa. That's your.
That's my buddy Luke. Yeah.
So he's already in. No, he's not in. I was
No,
going to say,
it's-
I'm going to message him, ask
You
him to
could
tank.
you could be a spoiler. Play
Yeah.
a spoiler.
Cool.
Anyway,
Sorry, Diane.
yeah.
It's one step above to baseball talk. It's
Well,
fantasy
then we got
baseball.
fantasy football. Yeah.
So, okay.
You guys do that?
Yep.
Yep. I'm in too many leagues this year. I think I'm in 7.
Are you serious?
6 or 7. I did one draft last night was my
Wait,
last
aren't
one.
you at some point having your players play against each other?
Yeah.
If you have 2 teams, they're playing. There's potential for them to play against each other. So there's like a break where if you have not enough teams, it's like a major headache, or at least you could stress yourself up. And once you get past a certain amount of teams, then it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just set my lineups and let it run.
Thanks for the invite to be part of any of those leagues. I
Should I
appreciate that.
start Stafford or Dak?
Yeah. Oh, you're in a league too. Oh, must have
I'm in
missed
4.
I guess my email isn't working.
That is a hard one because the Cowboys play against the Tampa
I
Bay
know.
Bucks.
And I'd like to have someone to root for tonight. That'd be fun. I just
But-
like having
but
players.
Stafford
that
against the Bills. See, the nice thing about the Bills is their number 1 cornerback is not playing.
Right.
Tre'Davious White. He's out for the first 4 weeks. So I think it'll be a lot of points put on the board. I think Vegas has him at 54.
Whatever.
Over under. So I mean,
Vikings are going to have a better record than the Packers this year.
that's your
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
Right here. Mark it
because
down.
I have a sinking feeling it'll be like right around 500.
The Vikings?
Yeah.
No, they're going to be good this year.
It's every Minnesota fan.
It's, hope runs eternal.
No, last year I was in on them for 10 wins.
Yeah, this is their year. They're going to win Sunday.
All right, Mike.
All right.
You wanted to talk about one other thing. Do you really want to talk about it?
Nah.
No?
Well, I don't know. I mean, do you want to talk about it?
Maybe.
Do people even know who this person is?
I don't know.
What do you think, Greg? Be the tiebreaker.
For what?
You want to talk about Matt Chandler?
Oh, okay. You wanted to talk about it. I'll throw in a dumb comment here and there.
What church was he at? Do you even remember? It's in Texas, right?
Yeah, what was it? Somewhere in Texas.
Village?
Village
Something-
Church
yeah,
in Texas, who was asked to take a leave of absence because he was having too familiar. That's what that's what they released. That's what the statement was.
Too comfortable. or
Private
too familiar?
conversation over direct messaging on social media with another female from the church. Both Matt Chandler's wife and this person's husband were aware of the conversation.
Yeah.
But a little while ago, a friend of this person that he was having conversations with approached Matt Chandler about it and called it into question, said she wasn't comfortable with, she didn't think it was right or appropriate or comfortable. And that made Matt Chandler feel uneasy about it. And he went and brought the concern before his leadership elder team. And then they reviewed it and then determined that he needed to take a step down for a while. That
Leave of absence
It
or
seems like
something?
it's with the door open that he could potentially work his way back in, but that it exposed a lack of maturity in his character or whatever. We can talk about that, or we can talk about this other concept. I was reading another blog from Christianity Today. The article said, "Stop applauding people who confess their sin in public. Stop applauding pastors who confess their sin in public." Because if you read the actual Christianity Today article about the whole series of events, they talked about the backstory, which I just shared, and then he went on that Sunday morning and told everybody's story and said, "I'm going to be stepping down for the time being." Obviously, they omitted some of the nuanced details, but they didn't, lie to the congregation. They told the congregation what they wanted to tell him, and he got a standing ovation. And this other article from Christianity Today, the guy admitted he was an old codger, but he's like, let's stop applauding this. And that was, to me, was a more interesting place of conversation than.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. I think the only reason to bring it up is not to gossip or but Chandler's a big name in the Christianity and evangelical circles.
I actually never listened to any of his sermons before.
Yeah.
Have you?
A few.
Yeah.
Is he SBC guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. He was part of that group, though. He was part of the Acts 29.
Yep.
Yeah.
Driscoll, kind of that whole group.
But there was
and his story is pretty unique in the sense of he had brain cancer.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable. Miraculously, there you go.
Remarkably
miraculous, healed.
Miraculous.
So he's, and it's a large, influential church. It just is. And so, what struck me though, that article, I want to read that article because that's interesting.
Yeah,
I actually just hearing what you just said and that guy's point of view, I actually kind of just on the surface totally agree with that. Like, what are we standing and applauding? Let's get more information here. I mean, something happened. It's not nothing, right? If it was nothing, he wouldn't be. He'd be. If it was nothing, he would be at church.
They didn't find any. There was no sexual abuse or.
It didn't seem like it was
inappropriate.
It was they used the word immature.
They said
or too familiar or something like that.
Conversation between them was too comfortable and familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was no. He didn't have an affair.
Right.
He didn't sexually assault or
harass
her or anything like that.
Everybody, at least not that. From what
sure
they've shared publicly,
right.
It seemed
the information that we know
seemed like the conversation was generally benign, and it's just maybe.
Well, they said some of the language that he used was unbecoming as from a pastor. From his
was he using emojis or
poop emoji? Yeah. The eggplant.
I told you I'd have something stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because there's certain people you feel more comfortable having a conversation with and saying certain things, like whether it's politics. There's some people I would never share anything politically with, but then there's other people like you guys. I probably would share my personal views on certain politics and not have an issue about it. But maybe there's content that they were talking about that wasn't necessarily.
Yeah. Well,
hey, we probably shouldn't be talking about that.
The thing I wanted to talk about, as I'm just curious how you guys approach it, is it's come up in Twitter. This Billy Graham rule. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of lived by that for a while.
So, the idea is basically you don't put yourself in a situation as a male in a where you're alone with a female who's not your wife, right?
Yep.
Kind of that.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the basic?
Yeah.
Riding in a car with another married woman,
right?
Alone, having somebody in your office with the door shut and
no window,
closed.
no public kind of access.
And I've
like
seen
that.
people kind of rail on that a little bit.
Well, so I had
that rule.
That's the extreme above reproach rule.
Yeah. It's really making sure that above reproach. There's no way anyone could question any type of relationship or whatever. But so I've personally always lived by that.
Yep.
Especially starting youth ministry, like of course with like a
teenage females.
Kid, like that's of course not, but like even adults, but to the point where honestly for me I feel very uncomfortable even if I was going to meet like at Caribou with a woman's small group leader, like one-on-one. Part of it feels
perception
a little strange.
The problem is
like I mean I let Jordan know like, hey, I'm meeting with so and so or whatever, but like I would never do it here like solo if no one else is in the office or no one else is personally. I've always lived by that. But a couple years ago I was at a small groups conference, and one of the actually a lady that was doing one of the breakouts shared. It's interesting, and this is relevant because it gives some context. She actually has a very conservative, like, scriptural view. Like, not to go down this lane, but she has this very strong conviction of women shouldn't really be in leadership roles, but she was sharing how she wrestles with this tension at her church because she's the small groups leader or pastor. But anyway, so the context is she has this very like conservative view of scripture, period. But she said that rule has really affected me personally and affected a lot of other women from not being able to glean and learn off of from other leaders that they would look up to, other men, because they might have that rule. Then, okay, so now I can't be a part of this meeting. And so it's gone beyond like a one-on-one thing. And sometimes it's even like a board or something that a woman can't be a part of. And she's like, so there's a negative impact to that maybe we don't see, which I was like, that's interesting. I hadn't really thought about that, but I could see that.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
especially
point.
at the time my daughter was really like, I think maybe a year old. I'm thinking like, yeah, I mean, I want my little girl to have every opportunity that my boys have in life. Like, as far as who she can learn from and what she could become. And so I was like, that kind of hit me. So I get the spirit of the rule for sure. I still generally live by that personally, but there's an effect that maybe we don't think about. I don't know. So Matt Chandler,
Like you're the one who brought up the Billy Graham rule.
Well, I was just
yeah,
curious.
yeah.
I was just curious your thoughts on it because
so he disagrees with me.
No, I never really heard a negative. I never thought of, or heard or even thought about a negative to it until recently, where I've been reading some articles and different opinions on the negative side of it.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to that lady's story where it's kind of like, why can't I meet the pastor at a coffee shop or whatever, or the same? Why don't I have the same access to the male pastor as other males in the church would have, right? And I've never really thought about it before, just like from a male, and I was just like, well, that seems like a really good way to live. Proverbs says don't go near the door of temptation, right? And so there's all kinds of warnings of not putting yourself in a situation that something could happen or perceive that something could happen.
Well, that's the other side of things. It's like not just temptation, but it's perception. That's unfortunately something that we have to always be guarded against, is how other people are going to see this. Like if you're at Caribou with, a lady from Northridge, and somebody else comes in and they see you, don't have a conversation with you, but they just kind of they just assume something weird is going on, and they take it and run with it. Whoever that person might be, we have no control over how people perceive things. And so that's the extreme above reproach approach.
Right.
Is, like I remember when I first interviewed for the job here, and one of the interviews was with the overseers. You have that one? And Christy Capson used to be on the overseer team at the time, and we were hanging out and having a good time, having a great conversation. And she's like, "Yeah, we'll have to have lunch sometime." And I'm like, "Yeah, your husband too." She laughed at that, but I said, "But that's kind of that's sort of my rules." But perception is it's something. And it's unfortunate because I think it's a symptom of sin. Yeah. That we have to deal with negative, wrong perceptions.
I'll give you in my view, personally, I think it's like a similar thing, is Sunday morning. So part of my role with the connections team, like ushers, obviously we take offering.
Sometimes. We
always have offering. Yeah. Sometimes we don't pass the basket because we don't have enough folks. So hey, talk to me about being an usher.
Yeah, please.
We could use some folks. But like I would, I don't, even on weeks that were short and I could quickly like find people, hey, can you help with offering this week? I try not to have pastors doing it, even though I do often, but it's part of my role. But I would rather not, just because there are some people that come to church and they, maybe they've been hurt by the church in the past. Maybe they got dragged here and their thought is like just about money. And it just looks, there's a perception like pastors collecting. For sure, I hate, like I will never walk the basket back and drop the checks. Or I don't count. I don't look at anything. Like I'm like, have someone with me. They stuff it in a bank bag, drop it in the safe.
Yeah.
You know, there's always two of us, sometimes three. Like no one would ever take that by themselves. And it's just for that. It's not like none of us are trustworthy. It's the perception.
Yeah.
Like we don't want people to think like, oh, just some dude's just disappearing with all the
Yeah,
all
there
the
are plenty of
offering.
stories about pastors embezzling money from
Right.
the congregation.
Yeah.
and
But
Right. Absolutely.
it's practice good practice of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And above reproach.
Well, well, I don't know. So this lady's point that I was sharing, the lead pastor of her church is a very famous pastor, someone that if you were on staff of that church, you would love to have anytime you could with that person to just glean off of. It's just a dynamic leader, and you'd want to glean off that person as much as you could, right? Just as a human, like just you'd want to learn. This is, person that's very good at what they do and just seems very genuine and all that. And so, I had never thought of that side of it until that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Point, because I'm a dude.
Right. Until recently when I
Right.
started seeing that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to read that article too, because it does seem a little premature to give somebody a standing ovation
Yeah, it's weird.
when you really don't have much information and they're telling you there's a little bit of there because I'm leaving.
Do you think it's a little bit of a overreaction to the constant canceling of people today?
Well, that's the thing I was thinking. From what I've read, I didn't do as much. I didn't delve into. I read very briefly
This was
when
like
it happened.
20 minutes last night.
Well, and some of the quotes, what they're
More than
saying.
we did. More than, yeah.
From what I was reading, I was like, wow, this seems like is like a lot for him to have to take a leave of absence if it was really this. Small,
It seems to me there had to been the content of their
Yeah.
conversations had to been like,
or
whoa,
it violated
why?
some personal standards that he had, which, if one of my favorite studies of all time, small group studies with Andy Stanley did one called Guardrails a few years ago. He uses the analogy of a guardrail on the road. It's like those are put up in drivable space. It's still on the road, but it protects you from going over the edge to disaster. And he kind of walks through that over 6 weeks or whatever. But you have personal guardrails, and like he says in there, it's like the good news is if you bump up against that guardrail, it's not even sin, right? It's like
The danger isn't immediately on the other side of it. It's like
if you have a personal guardrail or boundaries or whatever, has been used. But so maybe it was more of a personal or a staff or like a upper level leadership guardrail that they
has
had
to
that
be
crossed
something
some sort of boundary.
staff or
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that every offense somebody has to be canceled and fired.
Yeah.
Like we need to have a little more nuance in our culture and especially in the church, where listen, there's grace and there's it's not just. I mean, it seems to me at churches oftentimes it's like the least it can be the least amount of grace is given. It's like you screwed up, you're out. It's like no. So I'm not necessarily advocating or I don't really know what happened. No one really knows.
Yeah.
But I'm just a big let's get all the information before we make conclusions. So hopefully, if what I've read too, it does seem fairly benign.
Yeah.
And I don't think these are fireable offenses. This is probably like a guardrail. Like you know what, you got your hand a little too close to the fire.
The lines of professionalism have been crossed.
Right. And now you need to.
I think if he did something
need to
that was really bad, he wouldn't have just been given a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and to the standing ovation thing, I agree. Like, it feels kind of weird if someone's standing and saying like I've crossed this boundary, whether it's sinful behavior or not. Like, but if it was someone confessing sin in front of the congregation, that feels weird that they would give him a standing applause or ovation. The other side of it is maybe it's more of a show of support. He's the pastor. It's like kind of saying we're with you. We're walking through it with you, kind of a thing.
I think that's probably more what the congregation intended.
And thanks for being upfront about it and not trying to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, I mean, what else are they going to do? Everybody say all those words at once?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But it is weird because we don't see that very often anymore. Like I was at a church young. Actually, I wasn't even in ministry yet, but as the church I was attending, one of the worship pastor had a moral failure, and he went up on a Wednesday night, our midweek service, in front of the church, like confessed, asked for forgiveness, committed to a restoration process and all that. And like, to me, I barely even knew the guy, but I gained so much respect for him being willing to do that, because I mean, I've also seen people just run and hide, you know, and just, okay, I did this. I'm out of here. Like,
I've seen that a lot.
I don't know. Yeah, it feels weird though to give someone an ovation, like, hey, I messed up. No, like, yay. I don't know.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I expect a standing ovation this week. So.
Yeah. Are you preaching? No.
No, it's just coming in. Just
failing.
Yeah.
He's screwed up this week.
Yay,
Good job, Mike.
with your Jared Allen jersey. Is Jared Allen still on the team?
Yes, it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite
He's actually,
Vikings jersey
ever
ever.
Inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor this
There we
year.
go.
Really? Yeah.
This week?
Actually, I love
this
how he
year.
did his retirement announcement a couple years ago. Remember, he did it on like video, social media, but he was on a horse, like out in the desert or something, and then turned
Sounds
off and
about
rode
right.
off like toward the sunset. It was pretty cool.
That's
So
right.
Jared
Very
Allen.
Jared Allen. My favorite Vikings jersey ever was when they got Favre, and I saw the dude with the Randy Moss jersey with the 8, like just got white tape and put an X over the 8, and so it was number 4.
That's funny.
Anyway,
All right, boys, I got to go.
yeah, me too.
All right.
I gotta get some work done here.
No more church announcements?
Hey, block party. That's the
really
biggest,
the
biggest
one.
one. That's a big
It's not
one.
the biggest one. We got small groups.
I mean, the
This
block
week-
party's kind of bigger.
I think the
It's-
block party's bigger. I think he's partial to small groups, though.
Really?
So, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I bet you. I bet you if we
a lot
had
of gambling on
I
this
bet you. I
podcast.
bet you.
Yeah.
I will bet you $1,000
Okay. Sound like a
between you
kid
two.
now.
You bet $1,000 between you two.
Sound like one of my kids
You
now.
bet him 1,000. No, no, my kid would be.
thought,
I
what's
bet
the
you
bet?
$100 billion. That, I bet you if we had Ben come out here and said, "Hey, which one would you, if you had to cancel one tomorrow, would it be block party or?"
Oh,
small
yeah.
Oh,
of course.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Don't tell me block party. It's the biggest announcement.
No,
How
block
about-
party
okay,
is
how
the
about-
bigger, more important
I'm just
thing to say
joking.
on this podcast.
No.
How
right
about
now.
I'm just joking.
attendance? Who's going
I'm
to be
just
at
joking.
Who's going to be at a small group or
Small
the,
groups,
or the
man.
block party?
Small group. Are we
There's gonna
counting
be
the
more
whole year?
people
At
at
the
the
block
block
party
party
Are we
than
counting the
small-
whole year? Are we
Yeah.
counting the whole year?
Yeah.
Small groups.
No.
380 people versus 1,200.
I said, are we counting the whole year? Attendance?
No, so you get-
300
Every
plus
week? Is that what you're
every
saying?
week
Okay.
for 9 months. No, I'm just
11 to 3.
Now you're starting to
Saturday.
sound like
joking. We're
Enron
not
accounting
canceling.
over
block
here.
party. Holly should come on.
Holly,
say
say
hi.
hello, everybody. Holly.
You want to come say hi on the podcast?
Holly's one person that will come
She
say
will.
hi.
Come say hi.
Don't act,
All
you're
right.
the least shy
She's so
person of all
shy.
time.
11 to 3. It's all free.
Come with your small
Yeah.
group.
Come with your small group.
Yeah,
Come with your
yeah.
neighbors. Come with
Sign
your
up to serve with your small
family.
group.
Yes, we do need people to help serve. If you go to the
Yes,
website or go
do
to
it.
the church app, click on the block party stuff and get signed up. You can help make food. You can help be a building host. You can set up and tear down, clean up. You can
All those things.
a lot of stuff.
Yep.
There's many different things that you can be a part of and help.
Tour the give tours of the new
Give tours of the new building,
area.
new area. Please help. Yeah.
Jump on. Go on. You could go on the app. There's a little image on the homepage of the app where you could sign up to register for spots. You could also, excuse me. You could also do that on the website.
Yep. And when you're here
yeah,
on Saturday, come by and see our new patio.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they put a
beautiful.
little patio outside the office
Yep.
there. It's pretty cool.
Don
That'd be a good meeting place.
Don Felix's company, Signature Patio, is making our
This
patio.
podcast has been sponsored,
Sponsored
It
by,
is.
by
we-
Signature
We
Patio.
accept sponsorship.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, Big Boar,
Big
Signature
Boar,
Patio.
Chick-fil-A. I'll go Big Boar. You could have Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'll take
You probably take the
Chick-fil-A.
patio.
I'll take the patio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I like to.
Were you golf Baker today?
Baker today,
Okay.
340, 9 holes.
Gotta go back to work.
Gotta go back to work.
Yeah.
Gotta go
Phil
stretch.
Mickelson over
Yeah,
here.
he's got to break even on this golf.
At the
pass.
National
Exactly, I'm
Golf
not there
Course.
yet.
Yeah.
All right, Stella's out.
So, small group. You're in a small group. small group sign up the next couple weeks. We got
Yeah,
small group info.
Yep.
And also just youth and kids this weekend on Sunday mornings.
Yep.
Youth starts
You start Wednesday night on the 14th. The kids quest start on the 21st.
Yep, there we go.
It's nice of them to start on my birthday.
You have a birthday?
Yeah.
When's that?
14th. Surprised you didn't know that.
No wonder he brought up birthdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting
Oh,
for
it's
you to
great.
ask.
His
I've been
birthday
waiting
last
for an
week.
hour for you to ask me when my
Subtle.
birthday is.
What do
You
you
know?
want? Okay, then might as well come
What do you
on
want
with
for your
what you
birthday?
want for your
birthday?
I mean, I kind of like a mug where I could put
Christian
like coffee,
Ponder
like
jersey?
something I could put my coffee in that's like made out of like an old baseball bat or something.
How
I don't
about
know
a
if you-
jersey?
I don't know if you've ever seen those before.
Fran Tarkenton.
We should buy you.
Fran
I have a Fran
Tarkenton.
Tarkenton jersey I can give you.
Fran Tarkenton jersey?
I'll wear it on Sunday.
Ken Herbick? Or who's the guy that's running for like, not governor,
Burke.
vice president? What's the vice?
Vice
Lieutenant
governor?
governor?
Lieutenant governor? Vice governor?
Vice governor?
Matt Burke?
Oh yeah.
Harvard guy.
Yeah. Is he? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You, see,
You know what?
It's crazy how much weight he lost since playing football.
A lot. Most offensive linemen do.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think like how much they make those guys keep that weight on what they do. Because when they retire, a lot of them like trim down big time.
I wonder what Chris Hutchinson looks like right now. Because I met him. I got to sell him a guitar,
He was huge.
and he was ginormous.
Yeah.
His fingers were like the biggest, fattest
Yeah.
carrots I've ever seen.
Some of those guys are always going to be huge.
His hands
but
are going to be
a lot of them trimmed
I sold
down.
him a 12-string guitar. We just took out every other string because he needed the size of the neck. He couldn't,
Just
his
a
fingers
sick-
were just so large.
It's crazy.
So I'm like, well, why don't we go up to 12-string? We'll just take every other string out. And he bought that guitar for me. But
Awesome.
You know what? Offensive linemen in shows and movies, they get the like stereotype of being the big dumb guy, but they're always super smart.
Oh,
Like they're
yeah.
all most coaches like are former linemen.
Yep.
Yeah. You get
Well,
Harvard guys coming out
yeah.
of Harvard and Yale will be NFL players. They're linemen. Yeah. Anyway.
so yeah, come by this weekend,
Join
Saturday,
a small group.
and then our new
come to a
series
block party.
kicks off Sunday. Grab a study guide for your small group or for yourself.
Yeah.
If you have any questions,
Take notes on the sermon.
let us know. You can go to our website, check the news and events to get all the rest of the announcements and all that stuff. But here we go. It's starting, kicking off the fall.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Showing my LA swag.
Yeah, nobody cares, Greg.
Yeah, you didn't even like it. You said I don't like gifts.
I know.
Yeah. All right, that's enough.
Have a
I
good
said
weekend.
GIFs,
We'll
like
see
the
ya.
GIF, like the animated things.
GIFs.
GIFs.
GIFs?
GIFs.